In Chapter 1, Harry Dresden receives a call from Susan Rodriguez, who tells him their daughter has been taken. Shocked to learn he has a child, Harry agrees to meet her in 12 hours. Reeling, he visits Mac's pub to process the news. As memories surface, Harry reflects on his past with Susan, her transformation into a half-turned Red Court vampire, and their painful separation. He battles the storm of rage threatening to erupt within him, dangerous, especially for a wizard whose emotions can unleash volatile magic. Mac, usually silent, warns Harry that this ordeal will test his principles and identity. Harry realizes that whether Susan is lying or not, a child is in danger, possibly his. He resolves not to abandon her like he was as an orphan. Determined, he prepares himself mentally, understanding he's about to enter dangerous territory with stakes higher than ever: his daughter's life and his own soul. In Chapter 2, Harry Dresden is preparing for the arrival of Susan, a woman from his past. After working in his lab and staying busy to avoid dwelling on his thoughts, he cleans his apartment in anticipation of her visit. When Susan arrives, she appears unchanged despite the years that have passed, and they share a tense, awkward reunion. Susan reveals that their child, Maggie, exists, though Harry had no knowledge of her. Susan explains her decision to keep Maggie hidden for her safety, as the Red Court of Vampires would have used her as leverage. The revelation shocks Harry, and tensions rise as he processes the betrayal. Susan admits that the Red Court recently discovered Maggie's existence and has taken her. Harry and Susan agree to work together to find Maggie, with Harry determined to take back their daughter and exact vengeance on anyone who stands in their way. In Chapter 3, Harry Dresden accompanies Susan and Martin as they drive through Chicago. Tensions rise as Martin reminds Harry of their past conflict, where Martin's actions indirectly prolonged the war between the Red Court and the White Council. Harry confronts Martin, acknowledging that he saved his life but still holds resentment. The trio arrives at Harry's office building, which Martin reveals is secretly owned by the Red Court. They plan to break in and retrieve information that might lead them to Duchess Ariana's whereabouts. Harry reluctantly stays with the car as computers are not his forte. While waiting, Harry senses danger and uses a veil to hide his presence. He sees several Red Court vampires closing in on the building with predatory grace. Realizing they are after something inside, Harry's anger intensifies and he prepares to confront them, determined to stop them no matter the cost. In Chapter 4, Harry Dresden enters the building to confront the Red Court vampires. Using his blasting rod, he silently ascends the stairs to the 9th floor, where he believes Susan and Martin are. Upon reaching the hallway, he hears vampires speaking and prepares for combat. Harry unleashes powerful magical blasts, killing 2 vampires and severely wounding others. He chases a 3rd vampire, cornering it and forcing it to flee. As he moves forward, he encounters more threats, including gunfire and the sprinkler system, which complicates his efforts. Eventually, Martin and Susan join him, and they continue down the hall to find explosives planted in the building. They race to escape, but an explosion throws them into a garbage can. As they recover, Harry laments the destruction of his office and possessions, realizing the extent of the damage caused by their encounter. The chapter ends with him reflecting on the loss. In Chapter 5, Harry Dresden reflects on the aftermath of the explosion at his office building, where the Red Court orchestrated an attack. He and his companions manage to leave the scene before the police arrive, but the blast is soon all over the news. Harry returns to his apartment, feeling exhausted from the magical energy he expended. While cleaning up, he is interrupted by a visit from Detective Karrin Murphy, who arrives looking tired, but willing to listen. She learns of the Red Court's involvement and Harry's personal stake in the conflict, including the discovery of his child, Maggie. Murphy expresses her anger at Susan's actions, but agrees to help Harry. They discuss the next steps, including contacting the White Council and gathering information. Murphy offers to assist Harry with her skills, pledging to help him retrieve Maggie. Harry acknowledges her support and determination, knowing he can't do this alone. In Chapter 6, Harry Dresden wakes up exhausted from using soulfire magic the previous night, reflecting on its dangers and the emotional energy required to wield it. His apprentice, Molly, is at his apartment making breakfast and discussing the risks of getting involved in the current supernatural conflict. Harry realizes that the situation will likely be deadly, but decides to let Molly choose whether to participate. They travel to Edinburgh via the Ways, a mystical shortcut, to reach the White Council's headquarters. There, Harry learns that the Red Court has sent Duchess Ariana Ortega as an ambassador to negotiate peace, which deeply unsettles